What's going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to give you 5 power tips to help you lose body fat. So my first tip is to do cardio. Now, when we do cardio, we want to make sure we're burning fat. That's the key goal here. And there's actually 2 types of cardio. We have aerobics and then we have anaerobics. And aerobics literally means with oxygen and anaerobics means without oxygen. And in order to burn fat, you need oxygen, otherwise you're gonna be glucose burning. So after hearing all that, you're probably thinking, okay, well, I obviously have to stay in aerobics. And yeah, for most of the cardio we do, we wanna do aerobics, but anaerobics does have its place, and we'll get into that in a second. So when we're doing cardio, we do wanna stick with aerobics for most of it. You wanna be doing 2 to 3 aerobic cardio exercises each week. And we want them to be 20 to 40 minutes for the time period at which you do them. Now, when you're doing these longer cardio workouts, you want to be making sure you're in aerobics and burning fat. And a little trick you can do is, as you're doing them, close your mouth and breathe through your nose. If you're able to breathe through your nose, you're likely in aerobics rather than anaerobics. But if you're not able to, then that means you're in anaerobics and you're not going to be burning fat optimally here. Another thing you can do is look at your maximum aerobic heart rate. And a way to find that if you don't have something to monitor it is basically take the number 180 and subtract your age from it. You want your heart rate to be at or a little below that number to be at your maximum aerobic heart rate and to be burning fat optimally. And then once a week, we're gonna do anaerobics. And I know what you're thinking, why are we doing anaerobics? You just explained why we shouldn't be doing anaerobics. Well, there's one form of anaerobics, which everyone knows are sprints. And sprints are really good because they promote lean muscle development. So we want to make sure we're doing that once a week. And if you want to learn more in depth about how to do cardio to burn fat or how to do sprints properly, then make sure to check out my other videos which teach you how to do them. I'll leave the links to those videos in the description below, so give them a watch if you're interested in that. All right, so the second thing that's going to help you burn fat quickly is intermittent fasting. And this is probably the most bang for buck you're gonna get because intermittent fasting really doesn't require much work. It just takes a little bit of planning. Intermittent fasting really just requires that you eat within a specific time frame. Then when you're out of that time frame, don't eat or drink anything besides water and coffee. That's it in its simplest terms. I try and do an 8-hour time frame for eating each and every day and then a 16-hour fasting period. But you can vary it and maybe do a 10-hour eating time frame. But the thing is, with intermittent fasting, tons of people do it incorrectly. They read something and think that that material or information is right, and then they break their fast because of it. So if you're gonna do intermittent fasting, which I definitely recommend, it will help you burn fat really quickly, then do research on how to do it correctly. And I do have a video about that as well. I'll leave that link in the description so you can check it out. All right, third, we wanna eat a bunch of nutrient-dense foods. Nutrient-dense foods will get you shredded and help you lose body fat. So let's think about nutrient-dense foods for a second. Vegetables are extremely nutrient-dense. I bet you couldn't even eat 400 calories of vegetables and you'll be completely full. But if you were to go to something that's not nutrient-dense, like pizza, you could probably eat like 1,500 to 2,000 calories in one sitting pretty easily. So eating a lot of nutrient-dense foods actually gets us into our 4th tip, which is to stay in a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is one of the most important things you can do when trying to lose weight. And what a calorie deficit is, pretty much you're burning more calories than you're actually eating. So you're gonna start losing weight if you do that. And you wanna make sure you're doing this properly too. A lot of people, when they hear calorie deficit, they're, okay, I'm just not gonna eat now. It's like, no, that's completely unhealthy. If you're hungry, you need to eat. Just eat a lot of nutrient-dense food so that you don't eat a bunch of calories. That's all it takes. You don't need to starve yourself. I never recommend starving yourself. And if you do starve yourself, you're actually going to be taking away lean muscle mass because your body's going to need glucose and it's got to take it from somewhere. My next tip's for the more dedicated group here. It's for those people that are willing to put in all the effort and see a ton of results. And that's changing your diet. And you want to change your diet to something that helps you build the metabolic state to burn fat optimally. And 2 diets that I recommend for this are paleo, or if you're going to go even more extreme, we have keto. And if anyone's wondering what these diets are, they're pretty much a diet that's high in fats, moderate protein, low in carbs, and low in sugar. Keto is one of the best diets out there right now for losing body fat, and it's a healthy diet. But the thing is, you have to be pretty strict when doing keto and you have to know what you're doing. It's not a diet you can really go around and mess with, because if you do, you're probably gonna mess up your state of ketosis and you're gonna stop the production of ketones. But the thing is, when you're on ketosis for a while, your body's gonna start to use fats to convert into ketones and use as a source of energy. and there are countless benefits, and one of them is burning fat as efficiently as you can. And the second diet I mentioned is paleo. It's not as hardcore as keto, but it's pretty similar. You're gonna be eating a lot of the same foods. And the cool thing about these diets is, yes, you'll be burning a ton of fat, but you'll also be losing a lot of water weight, which is gonna get you more cut and shredded. And the reason for that is because you're gonna have less inflammation in your body. And if you ever look at those shows where people go on and lose weight, they lose like 30 pounds in the first month. Yeah, that's not all fat. A lot of that is water weight. And I actually created videos explaining what these diets are and how to do them properly. So if you want to take the plunge and really grab control of your life, click the link in the description and learn a little bit more about those diets and maybe give it a go. I know losing weight and losing body fat is extremely difficult, and people get frustrated because they try things they hear and it just doesn't work. But I promise you, if you apply what I told you today, you will lose the body fat. Especially changing your diet and intermittent fasting. At least apply those two if you had to choose any of the ones I mentioned. And as I mentioned in the video, I have other videos telling you how to do cardio to maximize fat burn, how to do sprints correctly, how to do intermittent fasting. So I'll leave all those links in the description. Go check them out if you're serious about losing weight. I really hope this video helps you in your journey to lose weight and transform yourself. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment and I promise you I'll get back to you. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my other videos.